Shaun and Debra here on the Momentum Tour in Carseland. Have you ever been to Carseland before?
Never.
Well, first for everything.
Yeah.
This is the Momentum Tour, Monsanto Momentum Tour, and this is I've done the Brandon stop. This is your first experience on the Momentum Tour.
It sure is.
Are you feeling momentum?
Yeah. I think I really started feeling the momentum at lunch because as Shaun knows, and actually you tweeted about it, there was bacon on top of our sloppy joes.
I am quite positive that bacon is the best possible condiment that there is.
Yeah, it's up there.
In Brandon we had lasagna. This was much better.
Really?
Very good.
Better than lasagna.
This beef in a bun was very, very good.
Okay, I see you're very civilized.
So we learned a lot about, there's two new trait releases, Extend and TrueFlex. What are some of the things that you picked up on today? What did you learn?
I guess we talked a little bit about swath timing, and I think Lindsay's covered that in an upcoming episode, but I think I have to relearn that every year, and perhaps every farmer does, but we talked about 60% seed color change and stuff, and they said with the decal varieties specifically, look at the tillers also. Don't just look at the main stem, because you will get some yield from any of the additional stems. So yeah, that was one of the key things I picked up.
It's really interesting that things like blackleg, swath timing, club root, these are topics that we've been discussing lots year to year. But we have to keep on discussing. There's a lot to learn, even for us that are really, really paying attention.
Yeah, definitely. And there's so much to know. So every year you have to kind of review what you've learned last year. And
yeah. Now the man van.
Right, it's here.
Was also here.
But you couldn't use it.
I couldn't. No, I'm not quite 40. Getting close.
Okay.
Getting close. In a few years, I will be able to participate in this. Although my hairline is receding at a rate that I think I would be over 40.
Oh, but nobody mistook you for me.
No.
That's a good sign.
So it was really good to see Monsanto have the man van here to get people, so guys can get their PSA checked. Obviously, there's a lot of reasons for that. My dad actually had prostate cancer.
Did he?
So yeah. So it's a really good idea, and it's free. Which, who doesn't like free stuff?
Yeah, and as they said, there's no glove involved.
It's
only a blood test.
Greg Hockaday said that for Monsanto, that there's no glove snapping required. Just a bit of a prick. But actually, this site really got hammered by hail.
Yes.
So.
But they also have a remarkable seeding rate, wasn't it?
Yes.
20 pounds or something?
I think it was something like 40 plants per square foot.
Yeah. Okay.
There was a mistake during the seeding, and instead of going for like 7 to 8, they actually seeded the canola at 40.
Yeah, and they say typically you think more is better, but that's not the case.
This is more of a rug of canola.
Yeah, it really is. It's quite short.
It's quite.
Lindsay would feel good. She could see over top of it.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Lindsay would actually look. This canola is good. It's chest high.
Yeah. Oh man.
But we came for the morning in Carseland because we're going to avoid the afternoon.
Yeah, it's meant to be 31.
Yes, and as a redhead, fair skin.
I know. I should sink back more into the shade here.
Did you bring your, as you tweeted, your SPF 5000?
No, I only had 30 in the vehicle, but I have an umbrella just in case.
Dangerous.
Yeah, but I was at a crop tour where I saw probably 5 umbrellas out. Like, people don't even care anymore. It's just, I need to get out of the sun.
There was an older gentleman that was on the tour, and actually he carried a chair around the tent with him, so he would watch the tour while sitting.
Yeah, and that was nice. You guys mentioned that in the Brandon stop. The tent was such a nice addition.
Isn't that a great idea?
Yeah, I stayed
all
in the shade all day.
should have a tent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What's one thing you learned today?
What did I learn? I'm supposed to ask the questions here.
Yeah.
What did I learn?
Now you know how it feels.
Well, I had a really interesting discussion with the head of regulatory with Monsanto.
Oh yeah.
And so, you know, background in the seed industry, I'm kind of aware of it, but I don't think a lot of farmers are aware of how long it takes to bring a trait like TrueFlex or Extend to the market, right? So we showed up at a tour stop, like a Momentum plot tour like this. You see the signs, you see the hoopla. This is coming to market this year. But people don't really realize that this has been 10 years in the making. There are a whole bunch of people that are constantly working on the science, because Canada does have a science-based regulatory system, trying to get these things registered. And in Canada, that's a much more predictable system because you kind of know what the rules are. I couldn't imagine in some other countries where it's much more politically based, how long that process can take. So I think that's something that I sort of took home. I had a really interesting, and that's going to be up on the site, I had a really interesting discussion with them about the time and the work that's required to bring these traits to the market. So in the case of TrueFlex, China's holding it up.
Yeah.
So
and especially they said GMO traits will take longer to bring to the market.
yes, yeah. So, you know, that's when we have these discussions on Twitter and people are like, you know, so-and-so's wrecking the world and all this kind of stuff. Actually, the science and testing that goes forward in the GM trait and GM crops is much more, it's
Elaborate.
very, very well tested. So, and those of us in agriculture know that. Maybe not as much people, as Bruce McKinnon said, urbanites, how they see it. But that's all about the education process.
Sure.
That's why we've got people like Trish Jordan from Monsanto trying to reach out and explain these things.
RealAgriculture, I think.
RealAgriculture, yes. Yeah.
So one of the, go ahead. No, okay. One of the questions that we're asking, talking to farmers, is do you ever see 10 million acres of corn coming to Western Canada? Shaun, what are your thoughts on this? Corn is right here.
It's right here. It's infringing. It's pushing us out. Well, you know, I think I said in the Brandon stop that I think 6 to 8 million acres of soybeans is seems much more feasible. 8 to 10 million acres of corn in 10 years seems quite aggressive when you start to look at, okay, what crop is going to lose. We're actually running a piece and a discussion on Real Ag about this, as far as what people think and what crop loses in this sort of this battle. There needs to be more rotation, right? As we talked about in Brandon, canola needs more rotation in its diet, and corn and soybeans are possibly an enabler to make that happen. So. And
that came up today. I asked, are we afraid of more glyphosate resistance with the TrueFlex technology and stuff like this? And basically they say, no, we're still emphasizing a 1 in 3 canola rotation. So yeah, we need more crops out there, definitely.
Yeah, and there actually has been a lot of sort of going back in time and bringing back old technologies that we sort of quit using or put to the wayside, and now we're bringing them back and using them and being a little more creative with some of our weed control. So yeah, it's going to be, the next 10 years going to be very, very interesting in Western Canada for sure. So.
There'll be a lot of UAVs.
A lot of UAVs. Though I did see on Twitter this morning that Air Canada flight going from, I think, somewhere going into Nova Scotia or taking off from Nova Scotia was at 6,000 feet. Right, 6,000 feet? I think it was. And they saw a drone. Really?
Well, I've asked a few...
Above the plane. The pilot took a picture of it.
That's amazing. But terrible. Also,
terrible.
Because it's supposed to be within eye distance of you. You should be able to see it.
You're not seeing 6,000.
You can't see that.
No.
Not that little tiny UAV.
Yeah.
No, and I've asked a few just pilots that have small planes, are you afraid of drones? And they say, of course we're afraid of birds, like small birds.
Yeah, spray plane crop duster pilots are immensely worried about it.
Yeah, and I think they should be. Like, we should be very responsible in how we use all this technology, but that's kind of depressing.
So
we should change it.
You grew up in a ranching, on a ranch?
Yeah.
You doing grazing corn?
No, we haven't tried it yet, but we're looking at it.
Yeah.
I've been asking a lot of people, should we try it? And it's like, either yes you should or no you shouldn't. There's no in between.
So is the no you shouldn't based on special areas?
Probably a little
Dryness?
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, moisture?
Probably a little bit,
Yeah.
And I've seen some corn right in our region that's still about yay high, and who knows what it's going to do.
Lindsay's chest height.
Yeah. But I mean, the cows will probably still eat it. They just won't get the grain out of it. So yeah.
Right. Okay.
But I think we're looking into trying it for sure.
Well, there's a lot of branding on Momentum Tour. We've got Momentum Tour t-shirts. I've got my Momentum Tour water.
Nice.
I've got my Momentum Tour
placement.
koozie. I've even got my TrueFlex hat.
Really?
Yes, which I should be wearing because I'm sure I'm getting sunburned.
Yeah, I know.
So we want to really thank Monsanto. Real Agriculture has had a fabulous time on the Momentum Tour.
Yeah.
This is the last stop for us.
Yeah, it is.
This is it.
Feel sad?
Well, it's been fun. The 2 stops have been great. I've really had a lot of fun. So. So thanks to Monsanto Canada for that, and thanks everybody for being a fan of Real Agriculture.